Hi, I'm Michelle, and I help first-time home buyers here in Southern California save time, money, and I help make the process smooth. If you've been thinking about buying your first home and you've been wondering, should I even buy right now? Is right now a good time to buy? You're not alone, and honestly, that's a really smart question to be asking. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to decide if buying makes sense for you right now, the true cost of renting long-term, especially here in SoCal, and how to know if you are financially and emotionally ready to become a homeowner. This right here is part one of my step-by-step series made specifically for first-time home buyers right here in Southern California. The reason why I created this video was because I wanted to give you guys some clear and honest answers without any pressure. This way you can make confident decisions that actually fit your lifestyle. And if you're ready right now to take the first step to home ownership, download my free first-time buyer toolkit. It comes with a checklist, lender tips, and access to a free 15-minute consultation with me. Okay, you guys, let's dive in. Section 1, why do you want to buy? Before we talk about the market or interest rates, let's start with your why. Why is it that you want to own a home? Is it to stop paying someone else's mortgage? To build equity and long-term wealth? Or is it to have stability for your family and for your future? Are you guys tired of moving all the time with renting, rent prices always consistently going up every year? You guys, knowing your why is so powerful. It really helps to keep you grounded when things get overwhelming or when you're unsure of what you're going to do next. And you guys, whatever your why is, it doesn't matter. You know why? Because it's unique to you. Whatever it is, it's valid. So go with that and go with your first gut instinct too, because that's always the right one. Trust yourself. Section 2, is now the right time for you? You guys, there's no such thing as the perfect time to buy, but there is a right time for you. Here's a few simple questions to help you reflect. Do you plan on staying in the area for at least 3 to 5 years? Is your income stable? Do you have some money saved, even if it's just for closing costs? If you've answered yes to most of those, you're in a great position to explore your options. And here's a quick tip, you guys. You don't need 20% down to buy a house. I help people buy homes with 0% down, 3%, 3.5%, and 5%. So it is totally doable. You don't need 20% down. And you know what, too, you guys? There's local down payment assistance programs available to you as well, too. Section 3, rent versus own. What does it really cost? This is what people like to hear and talk about. Like, what do the numbers look like realistically? Let's get down to it and crunch some numbers. Okay, so in Southern California, the average rent is, let's say, $2,500 a month. That's $30,000 a year that people are spending with no return, no equity, and no tax benefits. And then you compare that, meaning that as in renting, with owning a home. Your monthly payment is actually building equity for you. You gain tax write-offs and you have predictability and control. And this is one of those questions that we ask ourselves. And a lot of people ask, like, what is renting costing me? Like, really costing me long term? What does that look like? I don't think people really take a look at the numbers and really kind of like do the math. And okay, so, 2,500 times 12 months and then 12 months times 5 years. What does that look like? And so that's where we're going to jump into the numbers today. And I'm going to give you a side-by-side comparison, the rent versus owning and what that looks like. So let me open a different screen. All right, so we're going to go to the rent versus own calculator. So the purchase price, let's use a purchase price of $600,000. Annual appreciation in California is more than 3%, but let's go ahead and use that conservative number. Annual maintenance, annual HOA, let's assume this is single family for $600,000. Down payment, let's go 5% down with an interest rate of, let's go 6.5, and the rent $2,500. All right, so calculate. All right, here we go. So rent versus own. So the total monthly payment for a home purchase of $600,000 at 6.5% interest rate amortized over the course of 30 years. The principal PITI, the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So this is total payment, not just payment, but everything is $4,848.29. The net cost of housing is $2,817. And you guys are wondering, well, what is that? Okay. So basically, at first glance, when we compare, and I'm going to just round numbers here, 2,500 to 48, that's double. You know what I mean? Like that's a huge, substantial jump at first glance. Just comparing apples to apples, right? But it's actually apples and oranges. Let me explain further. And let's talk about the net cost of housing. Here's the key to remember is you're not losing all of this money here. You're losing all of the rent, the 2,500. That's going straight to rent. You have zero gain towards that. You can't write anything off or anything like that. Okay. When owning a home, part of the 4,800, you're paying yourself back. Let me break down why. You're doing principal buy down. It's like a savings account in your home. You have appreciation. That's that 3%. Remember that figure that we put in there? You have appreciation. So that means that you're gaining equity. The value of your home stays increasing, and you have tax benefits like deducting your mortgage interest. And so in theory, when we subtract those benefits, your real cost of owning the home each month is closer to $2,842 because you're building wealth while you're living there. So while your payment is higher up front, it's not money lost. It's money that you're keeping in the form of equity and tax benefits. And then once again, meanwhile, while you rent, the 2,500 is gone. Let's look at the effects of leverage. So let's take a look at the rent lost. Year 7 right here, year 7, you guys see this right here? $229,873. Year 7 of rent that is lost. That's crazy. And so let's look up here. Let me see. The estimated equity after 7 years. So this is the equity. You are gaining $222,552. Wow. So let's just round it up. Let's just say 200,000. So you are gaining 200,000 after 7 years and you're losing 200,000 after 7 years. And so the $1 million question is, and this is obviously a no-brainer, right? Is do I want to build wealth for myself or for my landlord? You know, and I feel like everyone would say, duh. Obviously, I want to build wealth for myself. It's really about having the down payment, right? Or the credit or the income where people need to just, hold on, let me pause this. Let me actually go back to the big screen where people just need to know how to do it. How to buy a house. What do I need to do? Or they need to do credit repair, or they know that they need to have 2 years work history, you know, things like that. And that's the purpose of this video so that you guys can get prepared. If there's a question that comes up, put it in the comments section and I'll be happy to respond to you guys and to get you those answers quickly. Okay. But yeah, so pretty good stuff. What did you guys think? And I know a lot of people know, like, you know, renting is definitely cheaper when we do look at it. It is 100% cheaper, and not everybody has to buy a house. It's not something that we have to do. It's one of those investments. It's an investment because we see what the numbers look like. And so it's definitely a great tool that we can utilize here in America, in the United States, to accumulate wealth. And then just sidebar, you guys, if you guys want a personalized version of that spreadsheet with what your rent is and the type of home that you want to buy so that you can look at those numbers and know what your numbers are, feel free to connect with me. All of my information is going to be in the description below. All right. So here is something else. This is like, so many people wonder about this. What if the market crashes, Michelle? What if I buy a house, right? And then the market crashes afterwards. What if I buy a house and prices drop? This one is the most common question that I hear, and a valid one. Okay, so let me break it down. So yes, that can happen. That 100% can happen. We saw it happen in 2008. right? The market can and does go up and down. But when you're purchasing a home to live in and not to flip, we're not talking about flipping houses right now. We're talking about a home that you're going to live in. You're investing in your lifestyle, your stability, and in your future. Think about it like this. If you rent for the next 5 years, you'll likely spend over $150,000 in rent, and that's with no return. If you buy a home and prices dip temporarily, but you hold on to your home, history shows that values typically do recover, and you've been building equity the entire time. We know that real estate is a long game. Most people who regret buying a house didn't lose money due to the market. They lost money because they were forced to sell too soon. I always put it like this: buying a home is like starting a relationship. If you're looking for something short term, then timing is everything. You're cautious, you're hesitant, you're even maybe a little avoidant. But when you're in it for the long haul, you know there's going to be ups and there's going to be downs, right? And you plan for it. You grow with it. Now, here's my take on it. This is my opinion. The perfect time doesn't matter as much as having the right fit and the right plan. And you fall in love with the opportunity to build something meaningful. So here's what I advise my clients. Make sure to get a payment that's comfortable with your lifestyle, because I always advise stay there for at least 5 years. You're not buying at the top or the bottom, you're buying security. And I'll help you make sure that you buy smart. And you don't have to decide today, but you can take the first step. I created my first time buyer toolkit. It's a checklist and it's super helpful, and it's going to help you stay organized from beginning to end. Lots of great information on there. It's totally free and it's linked below. And if you're ready to talk through your personal goals, I offer a 15-minute complimentary consultation over the phone, and we can map out a plan that works best for you and your situation. It's no pressure, it's just clarity.